Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Alex, we just heard from the coach. How would you describe your running style? He said aggressive was one word he would use, so how would you characterize it?
I characterize it depending on the situation that I'm in. I just try to have a different style, and I try to just bring something different to the table every time to just give an opponent something different to look at. And just depending on the situation, like if it's a short yardage type of situation, then I like to be more of an aggressive type of runner, shoulders down, getting downhill more often. But if it's a pitch out in the outside and I'm in the open field, then I try to be more of an elusive back, and I just try to switch it up just to give the defense something different to look at.
How would you say you developed it, Alex? I mean, was it something innate? I mean, did you have it, a lot of your style even as a young player, or is it really something that's been a work in progress throughout your life?
It's definitely something that's been a work in progress and something that, I just push myself to, improve on. And, my running backs coaches, they've done a lot from college to when I was in Seattle to here now with Hammock. They do a good job of just bringing it out of me and just pushing me more further and just always trying to get me to reach that peak. And, I'll do great. And then, I'll get into the room after a great performance and the coach would be like, oh, you thought I was going to pat you on the back. Nah, we're about to push a little bit further. So that he does a great job of just keeping me going and just always we just sit down and watch the film together and just really look at things I need to work on and improve. So I'm just always trying to get better.
As you guys are getting more reps each week and gotten more yards, have you seen defenses approaching you differently each week as far as keying on you or them stacking the line?
Yeah, they all approach it differently, but the one thing that I'm mostly looking at is the scheme and the offensive line and the fullback and the tight ends, just really keying on their blocks and really just looking at our offensive scheme. And I don't really depending on certain plays, if I'm reading the linebacker, I'll read the linebacker. If I got to read the end on this play, that'll be my main focus. But then I'll get an open field, and that's when I really get to feel like a DB or a safety. So I'd say from the first 5 yards to scrimmage, I'm really reading my guys. But then after I get past that and break through the hole, that's when I'm really trying to get a feel for the safeties and DBs and see what I have to do to make them miss or to get by them.
Alex, on the NFL Network, the Good Morning Football Show, they said you had the angry run of the week for that run between the two Steelers defenders. You're such a chill guy, your personality or whatever, but do you feel like a switch definitely flips and you run angry in games?
Oh, most definitely. And I try to let that be known from the beginning. I always have that 110% effort, and that's one of my things. Sometimes I'll run out on the sideline, but most of the time, I like to finish. Let them know that this is like what type of game it's going to be. I like to, put my stamp on it, just to let the other team know that it's about to be a long game. And my team does it as well. The offensive line, tight ends, we all have that aggressive, angry mindset, and we try to play with this relentlessness and just try to finish opponents and break their wills. And we all have that same mindset going into it, and just seeing everybody feed off each other. I see a nice pancake, and I'm getting fueled up like it's time for me. We just fuel off each other. So that's how we all go into the game.
What do you think has been better for your footwork? Was it the lacrosse or the Irish dancing?
I'll say a little bit of both. And my high school football coach, he did a lot with that as well. Most coaches will want an athlete to just stick with football coming out of high school, but he was just more of a see what else is out there, get a feel. So I played a lot of sports coming out, and like running track, helping with the stamina, like lacrosse helping with open field awareness and the vision and everything else. Like every little thing that could possibly help me outside of football, I was interested in trying to see if it could help me. Like with the Irish dancing and the lacrosse, just anything I could do that could make me a little bit better. I got my hands into it.
What about playing piano? Where'd you learn to do that?
I actually learned how to play 8th grade. I had a piano class, and from that class, I just remembered all the notes and the keys, and any song that I like or think that I can play on the piano, I'll look at a little tutorial and pick it up.
Alex, with the migraines, when did that first pop up with you? When did you sort of first have to deal with it? And is that something that will bother you during games occasionally, or?
I've been dealing with it all my life. I've had this migraine problem for a while, like since high school at Records back, and just throwing up before the games and having to play through it. So I'm used to playing with them and dealing with it. Some are a little more severe than others, but for the most part, I'll push through it. And you know, the dark visor has really done a lot, and it's helped me over the past few weeks. I haven't had it at all. I haven't dealt with it. I'll get a little slight headache here and there, but for the most part, just from wearing a dark visor, it does a good job. I don't have it in practice, and I'm able to just run full speed out there.
When did you start wearing the dark visor?
I wear it all the time in practice, but I didn't get approved for it until about the second or third game after the preseason.
Okay.
Alex, is there a danger in playing a winless team coming off such an emotional game in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, you know, these guys, you know, they're good athletes and they're good players, and you know, no team steps on the field, you know, expecting to lose. So I'm definitely, you know, they're going to be coming for us, and we're just going to do the same thing going into this game, preparing how we prepared for those guys. And you know, we already watched the film, watched the mistakes, watched everything, and we're just going to keep trying to improve and try to get this W this weekend.
Alex, what was your mentality when Seattle cut you? What was your kind of mindset that you feel you can still play in this league? But what are you thinking as they let you go, and for at that moment, you know, you're not in the NFL anymore?
What I was thinking, I'm just a passionate person, and I put my all into it. And you know, I like to consider myself like a hard-nosed worker. You know, not complain about much. I just put my head down and I work hard, and whatever it is that I'm told to do, I try to do that and more. And I didn't change anything up actually when I got here. I stuck with the same routine that I've been having since high school, since college, to get my mindset right. And that's just, you know, right place, right time kind of thing. And just coming here, just sticking with it, sticking to what I believe in, just working hard, facing adversity. Just, you know, you got to persevere through some things. And, you know, this road, you know, a lot of people's roads getting to where they want to be in their careers aren't easy. You know, everybody has to face a little bit of adversity, especially when you're passionate about something or you want to be great at something. And, you know, you just get over the hump. And then the next time you face one, you know, I've been here before. I've been in this situation before. And you go back to what you know and what you believe in and get yourself through it. And that's what I did.
How dark is the visor? Is it like every game's a night game for you, or what?
It's like playing in the shade all the time, you know, because what really activates the migraines is just from, you know, when everyone looks in the sun and you got to put your hand over your eyes to block the sun, and you got to squint your eyebrows. You know, for most people that doesn't bother them. You know, you're just blocking the sun. But for me, that strain is what stimulates the migraine. And then just from straining my eyes, trying to focus on something and playing out there at that speed, just straining and trying so hard to just block out the sun is when the migraines really come in. But when I'm able to play with relaxed face out there, just reading my keys and doing what I need to be doing without that strain in my eyes, the migraines don't happen.
All right, thanks, Alex.
No problem, guys. Thank you, guys.